Now, just to familiarize yourself with the different options here, that we're going to communicate and have some voting with an app called Slido. If you, I've put it in the chat. So after this slide, I'm gonna ask you to participate. So the participation, either whoever is with us in Zoom or from the YouTube, you can either pick up your second phone and take a QR code snap from your phone, or just click on the open the app from the chat in the Zoom. I'll also be the question and answer. You can always post a question. Everybody else can vote, and at the end, the question that has the most votes means it's going to be like up in the list, and I'm going to answer it first, because if there's lots of questions, I'm going to only concentrate within the time to answer only the questions that has the most votes. So before you ask the same question again, just check if the most frequently asked question is there that covers what you're gonna ask. And this is the Q&A is already there. Now this is the QR code. So either if you are on YouTube, just scan it with your mobile phone. If you are with us in Zoom, you can either scan it or click on the click now on this chat and open and type in your the name of your country. So for example, I'm gonna scan this one here. So it's gonna open the same app on my phone, and I just type Kuwait. Okay, so I think somebody typed it also, and there's Saudi Arabia. So please, everybody type his country. Tunisia. Fine. Algeria. And this is word cloud. So the words that get repeated many times, the size of the font gets larger. So this is why you can see Kuwait here has a larger font size. I didn't control it here. It's not my doing. It's so this means that we have more participants from Kuwait, which is logical since the event is hosted in Kuwait. So this is really normal. Fine. So we have four different countries here are participating. I think the others are also, yeah. There's Jordan also just joined us. So we'll give some like 60 seconds so everybody can familiarize himself with the application and how to just scan the code on the screen in front of you. Share with us. We would like this to be an interactive session. It's an interactive workshop. It's not a normal lecture. I would like you to interact with me so that the next steps, when I say, okay, we have a question, we have a vote, you know where to go. It's the same page in front of you. Just don't close it. Keep it there. Every other questions will be on the same page with on the same application that just opened. You don't have to have a username, password. You don't have to log in. It's only there. Fine. So I think we have Indonesia, Oman, Algeria. Yeah. So I think you can still put your at the end, but I have to really go on with the slides. So whoever just joined us now, and I really thank you for interacting. So you know the idea. Now, next step here, Now, what is prompt engineering to start with? Now, let's say what is prompt and then what is engineering and why we combine them in such a way that we say prompt engineering. A prompt are these commands that we give the artificial intelligence to execute. So if I prompt an AI, means I'm giving him commands, I'm giving him instructions to do. And then engineering is a generic term that we usually apply in our life. An engineer, usually it's having things done efficiently and optimized with the least cost. So combining these together means I would like to engineer a prompt, means that I want a prompt to effectively do what I intended it to do, what I requested it, with the least cost. A cost? Yeah, there is a cost behind it. Every token, because it's a different from a normal search. Generative, this generative AI are usually consume points, consume some tokens, and there's always like a free tier and then there's a paid tier. And usually if you consume your points in one day, if you have used GPT, for example, or any other like a cloud-based LMM, it will tell you that, fine, if you have used it so much, it will tell you, okay, fine, you have consumed like 25 prompts today, if this is if it's a paid account. Or sometimes if you have like the premium, it will tell you, okay, you have this amount of time or this amount of, then it will reduce the efficiency, or it will reduce the frequency of how, because there is a cost. So engineering means we would like to reduce the cost so that we don't waste questions that are trivial, or we make it so generic that the answers comes back to us not as we wish, not the way we intended it to be. Because you see, we as human, we build on many common sense. We think when we speak with people that they know what we are thinking about, and it's not always the case. So this is why we have to be specific. We have to be like give unambiguous. The questions has to be like direct, to the point, to get the most out of it. So this is what we meant by engineering. This is why we combine them together, prompt engineering. And in 1 hour, it's really difficult to cover all the engineering aspect behind creating a prompt. But this is like an introductory level for dedicated for like young students from 16 to 25 age. So this is why I'm trying to not be technical. I will not go into coding, will not do any like crazy stuff. But there's always extension after this. You can always register to our newsletter at the end, and we can further elaborate on this. Now, based on what I have just said, I'm sure that some of you have tried to write a prompt. So please share with me what interesting things you prompt an AI to do for you. So now again, with the same link, with the same application, with the same, you'll find a new question now. You can send whatever interesting things. If you have 1, 2, 3, don't limit yourself. Write down as many interesting application things that you had your GPT or whatever intelligent behind it is using. So I think there's a lot. This is not an answer. I would like to be specific. See, we just spoke about engineering a prompt. So I would like you to give me a specific answer. Okay, yeah. ما شاء الله فاضلة الكثير من الأوامر، تحضير كتاب، إعداد ورشة، إعداد خطة. ممتاز. يعني these are some examples. Turn an idea into a picture. Okay, fine. Create a logo. This is a nice one. Yeah, sorry, Fadila Zamil. I misread it. Generating reports, charts, analysis. شرح المواد الدراسية وحل الواجبات. Let's write in English so that write messages. Okay. Marketing scheme. And yeah, I'm sure there are many applications, and I'm sure anonymous people, even YouTube followers can also participate using the same code, so that it's open even to outside of this room. So see, we have many things that we already. So I don't have to pay much attention or to pay much effort, sorry, to convince you how beneficial GPT or other application like Claude, Lambda, or other application, Copilot, can be useful to us. Many of you have used it, and today we'll see how we can engineer it, how we can better make it more effectively helping us. Now, I really thank you. I really need to go ahead, and Mashallah, you're still typing. Yeah, I know there's a bit lagging between what we're seeing here and what's been broadcast on YouTube. I think it's about 20, sometimes 30 seconds lag. Yeah, sure, it can help preparing the lesson and many other things. Okay, so I'll have to close this if you don't mind, and I'm gonna switch to the second slide. Okay. Now these are good prompts characteristics. So there are 6 components from what by experience is the first the first most important thing is the task, and this is a must-have, a task. See, a must-have. This is it's in the tree number 2. So you must have a task in your head to deliver it to the generative AI. And a task should be clear and precise, as we explained just few moments ago. A task that is generic, not clear, it will give you a generic, and it will be out of the focus. Now let me tell you how. I'm not going to go deep into technical stuff, but GPT is based on also all the other applications. They come from the root of a large language model. They use statistics to predict what's the next word. So it's I can see it exactly as a parrot. It repeats, it senses a pattern, and then it predicts what's the next to be said without understanding the meaning out of it. So I had a parrot before, and it's if you, for example, say a beginning of a phrase that you've been like repeating many times, and then you stop, it will continue, or maybe it will repeat and continue. And not only the words, it even sequence of like actions. Like, for example, if I'm going towards like the water sink, and I hear the voice of the water like dripping. If there's a phone ringing, he will say hello. So it predicts what's coming next. And this is exactly what happens with all these language models. So the generative AI is they're using transformers to get to this part. So this is why it took the intelligence of it out of the patterns. How many patterns are repeated in this way? Actually, we also use it in common sense. So, for example, if I tell you, Jack and Jill went up the hill. So the hill is always in your, because it has high probability of being a hill. So Jack and Jill went up the hill. So this is how GPT is answering our prompts based on the most probably, and you'll always see that the answers looks logical, but not always true. It's not always true, because they might be Jack and Jill, but didn't went up the hill. Maybe they took a tour into some jungle or something. So it's not always true, but going statistically, it is true. So this is a basic introduction of how what's behind the scene of the GPT thing and all the other rest. Now, there are things that you must have, which is the task itself. So you must have a task. I'm going to give examples and what is a bad prompt, what is a good prompt. We're going to experience on this in a few moments. But this is always keep this in mind, that you don't need all these components for each and every prompt you're writing. There are some optional, which are the 4 at the bottom. If you give a prompt an example, it will enhance. It will make sure that you are given an example, so it will follow this example. Persona, which means we're gonna practice very soon. Like have it act as a person. So, for example, you can ask the AI, okay, now I want you to answer me as if you are a teacher, or if you are a doctor, or an attorney, and it will have different ways. It will like wear a cap or a hat of that person and deliver whatever the rules that they follow usually. The tone also, and the format, you want the output in table or you want it in. So all these matter, but they are optional. The must-have is what I said, this task. You have to have it clear and precise. This is you must have it like this. And then something nice to have, the context. Context means like in what environment, or give some feedback. We'll see this. It's really nice. It will dramatically like improve the results once you apply this one. So I'm not gonna cover everything here, but I'll pinpoint on the most important things that usually every day we use. Now, let's see some bad examples prompts. So we learn by example as humans. We learn by example. So if I write this, when was the independence? Let me open Copilot, and we can ask you also to do the same. So if you don't have GPT available to you, Copilot, you can just write copilot.microsoft.com, or if you're on a PC, every PC has it at the bottom, or maybe click on the window button and see, and the Copilot will open. Just write down, when was the independence? just write it and give me your feedback of what was the answer. When was the independence? Actually, if I am in Kuwait and I ask this question to any student in my class, then they will assume that, okay, the independence of Kuwait. But this is not always the actual fact. When I asked Copilot the first time, it gave me the Independence Day of United States. I said no. I said, so it's very generic. So then you say no, in Kuwait. Then it gave me the Independence Day of 1961. Then I said no, I meant the independence after the invasion. Then it gave me a different date. See, so you always have to be specific. See, otherwise you're going to spend many prompts, and each prompt is costing you tokens, and you consume your points. Hence, you have to be precise. So these are examples of bad prompts. Another bad example. If I ask, what kind of food does Yusuf like? Who's Yusuf? So you have to give specific and everything we just discussed, the persona, you have to give the environment, you have to give the background, so this we will discuss. Almost all these are missing, except even the task is not clear and not precise. So this is why it will give you many different variation, and sometimes it will ask you, I don't know, can I help you with please explain to me more. So let me check here with you. These are okay. Let me. Yeah, these are some other examples, bad examples. So tell me about economy. A good prompt would be provide 200-word summary of the current global economic trend, focusing on the supply chain challenges. So this is a much better prompt than the first one. A bad prompt is vague, so it's not precise. It lacks focus, and the good prompt always is specific, as we've seen in the three that I gave you. So this is one example. Second one, bad prompt is, for example, if I say write a story, okay, in what? So write a better prompt is like write a 500-word fantasy story about young adventurer who discovers hidden world beneath their city. So are you catching now where are the pitfalls here? I hope it is much clearer. Now, bad example number 3. So we are learning by example. So what is AI? Some of you might think, yeah, this is a good question. It's specific. I'm asking about AI, not anything else. But AI is a huge umbrella for everything smart in terms of technology. So a better one would be explain the concept of artificial intelligence in simple terms. And even this is not very specific. We have to even further specify it by for which what background is it? For high school? Is it for a 6th-age kid? Is it for graduates? And include some examples and some of its application. Also, you can even tailor it even more and have, for example, give me okay, as an instructor or as a teacher or as, so these all these are tweaks to make it even better. The fourth example is give me tips about what. So a better one would be like list 5 effective study strategies. Okay, I hopefully that all the okay. So now summarize the article. Okay, remind me, I'm gonna give you some hints on this one. Uh, so a better one will be like giving it of for how many words, what the limitations, and if there's any desire of the length of including things of details to concentrate on other than the rest. Now, what we've seen before is like we call it a single shot. Sometimes there's a multiple shot, like all the prompts, the good or bad that we've seen before, we call it zero shot prompting. It's a better practice to have multiple shots. Why? Because the large language model is pre-trained. So it's a pre-trained artificial intelligence on the prompts. It uses transformers to get the knowledge out of it. Otherwise, some of the most of them are trained on like historical data. Some new models are using live data, but it is like limited and restricted. Hence, you need to feed the tool with your background knowledge. So feeding it, this is like what we call here is the multi-shot prompting. So you keep feeding it, and then you ask the question. And engineering-wise, this is much better because you are focusing and giving a more precise. So this is how we do it here. So instead of saying like, where should I take Yusuf for dinner tonight? It has no knowledge, background knowledge about it. So instead of this one, this is so we break this problem into smaller sub-problem, and then we give it the final prompt of the same question that we started with. So in this way, I'm giving you the how would you break big problems into smaller, applying it in science, in technology, in art, and if you have a project you'd like to tackle, always don't expect to have like a single prompt so huge that you think it's going to cover everything, but instead it's a good practice just to have like iteratively chatting with it, and it will remember all the previous chat, and then just build upon this iteration. So it will be like this. So Yusuf, my son, so I gave it some feedback. Likes sushi, chocolate milkshake, and kufta kebab. So now the AI knows, or the tool knows that, okay, Yusuf is my son and he likes this kind of food. And then tonight, so it is tonight, the weather forecast might be raining in Kuwait. So it knows Kuwait. Otherwise, if I ask it of where should I take Yusuf for dinner, it might suggest something in New York, maybe. Who knows? So having the relation that he's my son and we are in Kuwait, and the weather might be rainy, so that it will not suggest something that's like on a balcony or something outside. So it will check on these, see how specifically I'm targeting by feeding the tool with the background knowledge. So this is the background knowledge. Yusuf must get up early for college tomorrow morning. So the timing of the diners, we need to check on when do they serve their first meal, so we don't get late. And then next one is now I'm ready with the question. where can I take him for a nice dinner tonight? So it's the same question as the first one, but now with the background knowledge. I tried both of them, and the result was totally different. I think I can share with you the results. I can show it to you. Let me share the Copilot here. Okay, so I'm if you have your Windows with you, you just click Copilot, try some of these prompts. Let me check here. I need to share this screen. Okay, so sharing the desktop. Oops, I'm not going to share the sound. Okay. Fine. So I take here. So this is without any prior knowledge. So it's so now because it already had its prior knowledge, so now it knows that I am in Kuwait, and all these restaurants will satisfy all the tasks that I've given it before. At your PC or at your tablet or whatever, try it yourself. Have a generic question like this posted without giving any feedback, without accumulating, and see how the results will change dramatically. And you can always tune it up by giving this feedback knowledge. So this is one other trick. Yeah, another one. Remember when I told you to summarize? Always, if, for example, if let me show you here. If I ask, okay, what is United Nations SDG? So I gave it a generic question. This is a bad prompt, of course. Now everybody knows that it's a bad prompt. Now see what happens here. It's so lengthy, 17 items, and each one has many. I don't have time to read all this. So to summarize it and pin to the point, just use TL means too long, then comma, and then didn't read, DR. So too long, didn't read. Just click this one and it will summarize it. It will make it short, one paragraph. Everything is very concise. So always use this trick here. It's really helpful. So it's TL semicolon DR. Okay, and now please try it and let me know. I want you to try a bad prompt. Now this is an action. I would like to give you some 2 to 3 minutes try giving a generic prompt, and so that before we go further, I make sure that everybody has tried it. You don't need any help. If you have problems activating anything that we've discussed, so that we can go further on. So open up Colab or GPT if you have an account there. If you don't have an account, Colab, Copilot. Copilot do not require any registration on anything. You can just type copilot.microsoft.com and then type in your questions. By registering, it's really helpful. It will give you like more options. You will be able to embed it within Excel, Word, and have it help you in like doing all the usual stuff that you used to do it. But for now, we're concentrating only on having to better write good prompts. So please start with a bad prompt, see what's the answer, and then just give it more precise feedback, background, and then ask it a question and see how it goes from there. Oh, I did not record it because I think YouTube is already recording it. So I thank you for driving this. But I could start the recording now, but it will be okay. It's starting now. Okay, so we have 44% is done. 56% need more time. So we're still waiting. I'm really happy since nobody still needs help. So you are progressing fine. You just need the time. That's fine. So need more time is going low. By using better prompts, again, it's always a good habit. It's actually I think in the future, being able to write a good prompt for an AI, it's also a good habit for us to give even better instructions. If I have like a bunch of employees, I should not be vague. I should be precise. So it's also, this is even for humans. So learning this is it's not beneficial only for the AI, it's also for humans, and giving better instructions, being specific, and all this is really beneficial. So I wish I could give you even more examples and more techniques, and there are many other scenarios that we could dig deeper into, like in the persona. After we finish this practice, I'm gonna go into the persona and see how different personas will affect also the results, the final results. So 2/3 have already finished. We're waiting for the 1/3 that still needs time. I'm really happy since there's no problem. It's fine. We can wait for a minute or two. We still have time. But I really need you to have hands-on. Otherwise, this is not a workshop. A workshop means you have to practice yourself. You have to try it. You have to, if you have some questions, by this time we can switch to the questions and see. We have which web? Okay, Zamil here, she's asking which web we will use in this meeting. A web, anyone will work. Okay, so this, so it's either Edge or Chrome. It doesn't matter. It's next one is, what's the Zoom link? I think you have it. Otherwise, oh, maybe Sulaiman is from YouTube. I see. If you still want the Zoom link, I'll be able to provide it. I think the admins here can share it. If Hussam, Engineer Hussam is there, I think he can post it in the YouTube comments, and you can join us as well. Anonymous, okay. So there's no other questions here in the Q&A. Okay, so I'll have to 2 minutes are done. I have to progress into the workshop. I hope you're not having, whoever is the 30%, I hope you're not having a problem, but you're maybe enjoying feeding back maybe with the chat. And but we need to progress. You can keep working on what you're doing and listen to this next steps. Okay, now let me. Okay, persona. Now we start by prompting act as, or imagine yourself maybe a doctor, attorney, whatever. Pretend to be dots, and then you continue. Okay, this will dramatically change the results. I will show you. I have a screenshot of this one. Okay, so this was the prompt I gave it, and it's not a very bad prompt. It's a good one, not an excellent, but it's a good one because it's specific. It gives a problem. I gave it a task. So see, I bought an electronic device from a local shop. Okay, did I mention Kuwait? No. Then this is why I think I mentioned it later on. Fine. But when I opened the box, it was the basic item. So that as when I read this, as if there are like two items, one a premium one and one like a basic one with no extra features. So I paid for this one because maybe it has like advertisement, maybe a sale, a coupon, whatever, and I didn't pay attention to the specs. So hence it was on sale and I lost the receipt. What legal action I can take to return this item? So act as a legal attorney in Kuwait. What option I have to return? So when I asked it at the beginning, without telling it to act as an attorney, see this one here. I got here. Okay, it says I'm sorry that okay in this situation, and then contact the store, customer rights, consumer acts 2015, 30 days of purchase. These actually might not even be the Kuwait legal. It's a UK. See, it's a UK. Because at the beginning, see, this prompt here was lagging the context. Remember when I said the context means the background? You need to give the context. Like context means what environment? Give me more background. What happened? Where are you? Okay. So otherwise the results will be wrong. This is why many people say GPT is giving wrong answer because I'm feeding it with wrong questions. I'm feeding it with wrong questions. And here, okay, proof of purchase, if you don't have the receipt, other purchase. So it's giving me advices that it doesn't apply maybe to Kuwait. And then when I repeat it here, act as a legal attorney in Kuwait and reply my last question. So you don't have to repeat, cut and paste because you are consuming your points. Because even the prompt has the specific number of allowed tokens. You cannot like copy paste a whole book or encyclopedia and tell it will cut and say okay, try to resubmit again. So you're consuming your points this way. So if you already have posted a question, don't post it again. It remembers it. Just tune it. And this is what engineers usually do. Okay. So so this is what we have here. 1 second. Okay, I think I need to share this again. Okay. Yeah, I hope now you can see it. So this was the question at the beginning. This is the bad prompt again, and this is the reply how I got it. And then when I ask it again, okay, act as a legal attorney. So here we're practicing two things actually. We're practicing the persona and practicing what? Yeah, it's not a single shot. It's like progressively working out the problem. Okay. So see now the difference. Now it is giving me as if a lawyer is giving me these suggestions. Now all these are Kuwait law. It tells me now it's 14 days of purchase. Before I have like 30 days. It wasn't applying to Kuwait, and then it's giving me like some authorities to go back to, and it's giving me, okay, what about the receipt? If I lost the receipt, it's also giving here the Ministry of Commerce, Industry. You can also reach out to some authorities. And if the store refuses to help, you can also contact the NCCP for assistance. And I think here it says here, even if I don't have the receipts, but you have a proof of purchase, guys, here. Without the receipt, they will still be willing to help you out, especially if the item is clearly not what you purchased and it's in the original box and you have the proof of purchase. And so it's helping me in this way. Okay, so let's go back here and yeah. So this was the question. This is the answer after breaking it out into like giving the persona and having multi shots. Fine. So I come back here to reading any questions. So if you have any questions, it will be posted here. Abbreviation, we spoke about LLM, large language model. And everybody knows GPT. Which is the generative pre-programmed transformer. So it's like training using neural networks. But I said I'm not gonna go into like technical stuff in this. So what are the names of the program learned in artificial intelligence in classes? Okay, there are you mean in university? There are courses like elective courses, artificial intelligence. Mostly now, the prompt engineering has not been like officially in the curriculum, but since it is just new, and usually curriculums like it's get updated every 6 years uh, for a bit accredited institutions. But I'm sure uh, it will be very soon, especially that in the UNESCO they're concentrating on implementing artificial intelligence into all courses, all subject also, and all ages. I've been assigned by Ministry of Kuwait for reviewing the strategic plan for the next 5 years, and it's really a huge project, and it aligns with the framework of UNESCO that has been approved last year. There's a survey I can post it. You can share with us and share with your teachers to answer and help reshaping the future of implementing artificial intelligence in all courses. So at the beginning, when AI came to public, many schools said, okay, we have to abandon this technology. It's helping students to cheat, plagiarism, and many other things. Actually, if we thought this way with Google search, we wouldn't be today using Google, and we would like go from library to library and picking up books and writing notes, and knowledge wouldn't have like collaborated and rose this way. So it's instead of like fighting it, just embrace it. So this is the correct way. So using tools that are so powerful like this, instead of fighting it, we have to improve and update our curriculum. So we have to actually pay more attention to our curriculum, because this is the correct way to improve our curriculum and future. Embrace this technology and not fight it. We have to do this because today's homeworks are no longer valid as homeworks. Homework can be solved by a single prompt. I should like check it out from all the books. It has to be like way more. Like today's projects, final project, master projects, could be homeworks using these tools. So we have to upgrade the level. And project should be like delivering a full system with feasibility study, application running, and it should be like something really big, something huge, something applicable, something running, some system, automation. And it should be like this. These are the kind of project that we can use with these systems. So it's GPT gave us like the power of collectively gathering all the knowledge, like a parameter with 1.7 billion parameter. This is something huge. This is like putting all the knowledge of humanity and under the tip of your finger with one click. With this much power, it's really embarrassing to ask you to solve a Pythagoras question or whatever. Not to the basic is still important, but you need to be managing the knowledge and knowing how to direct it correctly. Being able to do it yourself with your hand will build up the hand skills, mind skills, but not to be limited there. You have to always like, okay, fine, you got the basics, shoot. Once you have feathers, you have to fly. Don't look to the sky and say, okay, I cannot fly. You have feathers, you have to fly. Okay, I think this concludes our presentation. It's 12 noon. Maybe it's a bit lagging at YouTube. I really thank everybody here for this wonderful interaction. I'm really happy to lecture you on this important, let's say, topic of the future. And I hope that you have gained and enjoyed as much as I enjoyed instructing you. And hopefully we'll see you in future workshops. If you, I'll keep here in the chat a link so that if you want to like any news or future workshops or lectures, you can always contact me. Thank you and goodbye.